Refraction. Okay, what do we mean by refraction? What is refraction? Okay, all of us know about reflection. What is reflection? Reflection is when light will come from a certain direction, it will face a surface. Okay, whenever it will face a surface, the light will come and the light will bounce back towards the same medium from which it has come. Okay, suppose this is our medium 1, this is medium 1, light will come from here, it will bounce back and it will again go to medium 1. Now suppose we have a bottom portion which is medium 2, and suppose in this bottom portion there is glass. Okay, see, is the light penetrating the glass? Is the light penetrating the glass? I'm asking everybody, is the light penetrating the glass? Renesha?
Yes, sir.
The light is penetrating the glass. Is the light really penetrating the glass? The light is falling on the mirror and it is getting reflected back. Is it penetrating the glass? Is it going in this way? Is it going anywhere in this way? Is it going in this way? No. That means in reflection, the light never penetrates the glass. Okay. Now what is happening is that when the light will not penetrate the glass, it will move back in the same medium. You know that you have done a formula, you have done some rules and laws which says that the angle of incidence I must be equal to angle of reflection R, and the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal lie on the same plane. Okay, you have done up to this one. Now next is we will do what will happen in case of refraction. This is refraction. Now what happens in refraction? Suppose you have a surface of separation. This is known as a surface. This is known as a surface of separation. Now what is a surface of separation? Surface of separation is a surface that separates two different media. It means this will separate two different media. What are those media? Suppose on the top portion you have air, on the bottom portion you have water. So the surface which separates air and water is the surface of separation. Okay, the surface that separates air and water is the surface of separation. Now if a ray of light comes and falls on the surface of separation, it will move back. Instead of moving back, it will penetrate the other surface. Suppose it is coming from here, instead of moving back to here, it will penetrate the other medium. Okay, so it will penetrate the surface and move into the other medium. This phenomena, when a light ray moves from one medium to another medium, it moves from medium 1 to medium 2, then we call it as refraction. So the two basic things is that in reflection, this is reflection. In reflection, the light moves back in the same medium. In refraction, the light penetrates the surface and moves into the other medium. Okay, now if you observe both of them, you can see that this light which is entering this medium, it should have passed in this direction, but it didn't do so. It bent itself from the original position. So this was moving along this line, it bent itself and moved towards this position. So what happened here is that the ray of light bends. The ray of light bends. Why did the ray of light bend? The ray of light bends at the point of incidence. What is this point? This is point of incidence. So the ray of light bends at the point of incidence and passes into the second media. Okay, now so we have the basic idea of diffraction. Now we will know about some laws of diffraction. Okay, let us see some laws of refraction. Now suppose I am doing a 3D model. Okay, I am doing a 3D model of diffraction. Now imagine that I have a surface like this. Imagine I have a surface like this. Okay, and it is a cuboidal surface. So my surface is like this. It is a cuboidal surface. Now in this surface, suppose I add another medium. Suppose I add another medium. Let this be the medium. Okay, now this is the surface of separation. This is the surface of separation. Okay, the below surface, suppose this is below the surface, the material that we are having, suppose this one is say glass. Suppose we are having glass, and above the surface the material we are having, suppose this one be water. Okay, what is happening? Light ray is falling at some point on the surface of separation. See, this is water, this is glass. Then what does this become? This surface, the shaded surface, separates water from the glass. So the shaded surface, we will call this shaded surface. Shaded surface is the surface of separation. Okay, shaded surface is the surface of separation. Now the light ray fell into this point, and straight away we will draw a straight line. Okay, we will draw a normal. At this point, the dotted line is the normal. Let us call this as n dash. There, let this be P, let this be O. So what happens is that the glass is optically denser than water. So water, this medium is optically rarer. This medium is optically denser. Okay, now when a light ray passes from an optically rarer medium to an optically denser medium, what happens is that it bends towards the normal. Okay, So in the 3D model you can see that the light ray is falling on the surface, it is bending at the surface. Now what we do is that we take this surface, and we will draw a model. Okay, we will take this surface and we will draw a plane area. So what will that plane area be? Suppose we are taking this plane area after considering the surface, so it will look like this. Okay, it will look like this. So this is the plane area that we are considering. Now if we just simply take out the plane area, this plane area will look like this. This will be the plane area. Okay, now what will this plane area have? This plane area will have the surface of separation, that is this one, the surface of separation. Now this is PO, suppose this be Q. So if a light ray comes from here, let this be P, let this be O, let this be Q. Okay, now this will be the normal. We will call the normal by N dash. This will be the angle of incidence I, this will be the angle of refraction R, and PO is our incident ray, OQ is our refracted ray. Okay, N dash is our normal. So PO is incident ray, OQ is refracted ray, N dash is normal, and I is the angle of reflection, I is the angle of incidence, and R is the angle of refraction. Okay, and see, as we have marked out the square plane, we can see that the incident ray, the normal, and the refracted ray lie on this plane. So remember that the law that we have done for reflection, that the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal lie on the same plane, it applies to this one also. So the incident ray, refracted ray, and the normal lie on the same plane. The incident ray, refracted ray, and normal lie on the same plane. So this is our rule number 1. Now we have another rule, and the most important rule in this case. See, what does the most important rule tells us? It is the Snell's law of refraction. What does Snell's law say? It says that this is I, this is R. It says that rule 2, popularly known as Snell's law, it tells us that the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of refraction is constant for a pair of media. Okay, so what does it tell us? It tells us that the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence okay, so Snell's law tells us that the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of refraction is constant for a pair of media. Now what does that mean? That means that sine I by sine r, they are saying sine I by sine r is a constant. Sine I by sine r is a constant. What does that mean? That means this is a constant for a pair of media. Suppose it is constant for air and glass. This is a different constant for water and glass. This is another different constant for air and water. Okay. So every pair of media will have them as a constant value. This in fact is represented by mu and is known as refractive index of the pair of media. Okay, so this is Snell's law. So we knew two things. First is they lie on the same plane, as we have already done in reflection also. They all lie on the same plane. Now the next thing we need to is that Snell's law, which states that the ratio of sine I by sine r is a constant. Okay, now let us understand it in a different way. Let us understand it in a different way. How does this diffraction actually occur? How do they occur? See, when light is passing from one medium to another medium, suppose light is passing from air and it is getting into water. Okay, speed of light in air is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. That is, let us take the speed of light in air. The speed of light in air or vacuum be 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, or let us call it as C. Okay, now when light is coming from air and it is entering any other media, so if the light enters any other media, it slows down. Light slows down. That means its speed will not remain same. Its speed will change. Suppose in this medium its speed became 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So its speed changed. Now when the speed of the light will change, then this light will bend. Speed of the light will change, the light will bend. So the light will bend and the light will move in some other direction. What will happen? In this case the light slowed down because it is coming from air. Now it can also happen that the light is coming from an optically denser medium. Suppose the light is coming from glass. This is glass and the below portion is air. Suppose the light is coming from glass and falling on the surface. Okay, light is coming from glass and falling on the surface. Now when the light is coming from glass and falling on the surface, see, in this case, suppose in glass its speed is 2.5 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. When it will reach the air, its speed will suddenly increase to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. In this case its speed increased. Its speed is increased. So it will move away from the normal. So there are two things. In this case there is a type of bending, in this case also there is a type of bending. Now if I draw the normal in this case, the light would have passed in this direction. Now this is the path of light, this is the normal. What happened? The light ray bend itself from the path towards the normal. What happened in this case? In this case, this one is the path of the light. This one is the path. This one is the normal. What it did is that it moved itself away from the normal. See, what's the direction of arrow? This arrow is towards the normal. What's the direction of arrow? This arrow is away from the normal. So in this case it will move towards the normal. In this case it will move away from the normal. Is that clear, all of you? So two cases are there. In first case, light is entering from air to any other media. So if it is entering from a rarer means optically rarer. Optically rarer medium is a medium in which the speed of light is more to a optically denser media. So this is a optically denser media. Optically denser media is a media in which the speed of light is less. Okay, in this case it will bend, and it will bend towards the normal. If it is traveling from optically denser to optically rarer, this is rarer media, then it will move away from the normal. Okay, so in short we can understand that in this case, and this is angle I, this is angle R, and angle R is less than angle I. Okay, but in the second case, when it is traveling from denser to rarer media, if this is angle I and this one is angle R, then angle R is greater than angle I. Okay, so we have understood about the rarer and the denser medias. Okay, now let us get into the next topic. The next topic, see, I will give you a few exercise. Based on this, you need to find out the refractive index. But before that, understand how to find out the refractive index. Suppose this is a medium, the above is a rarer medium, the below is a denser medium. Okay, above this is rarer, below this is denser. Now suppose a light is coming and the light is moving in this direction. Okay, we will start doing it considering this one as air. Okay, now the speed of light in air is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Let the speed of light, suppose in this denser medium, be V equals to 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. We discussed about refractive index. We discussed about refractive index a little ago. So mu, it is going from air to, suppose this is glass. Let us write A for air, G for glass. Okay, so refractive index of air to glass medium, A mu G. That means, how will you read it? You will read it as refractive index from air to glass medium will be, remember it, the top portion will be velocity of glass. See, A mu G will be Vg by Va. Okay, now Va we write normally as C, so we will write it as C. Oh, sorry, C by Vg. This will be Va by Vg. Va we normally write as C, so this will be C by Vg. Okay, now what is C? C equals 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. What is Vg? Vg equals 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Now we will cut this out, we'll cut the powers out. Now this will be 1.5, so that is 1.5. So A mu G is 1.5. Okay, I'll ask all of you, do you understand this one, how to find out A mu G from the velocities given? I'm asking everyone, all of you turn on your audio and tell me.
Sir, I don't understand.
Okay, suppose I give you another example. Yes, tell me. Suppose I give you another example. Okay, let us consider that the light is coming from air to water. Okay, suppose the refractive index of water, suppose the speed of light in water Vw be 1.5 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Speed of light in air we know c equals to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So the light is coming and it is getting refracted. Okay, now I need to find out the refractive index. See, it is coming from air to water, so I will write A mu water. The formula is, if we write A mu W, that will be velocity of air by velocity of water, velocity of light in air by velocity of light in water. Now we know the velocity of light in air as 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Velocity of light in water is 1.5 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. We'll cut them out, we'll cut this out, that will be 2. So refractive index for this pair of media A mu W will be 2. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll give you one question. The question says that a light ray is coming from air to a glass media, and in this glass media the velocity is 2.2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Okay, find out the refractive index of this glass with respect to air, that is find out A mu G. Find out fast, all of you. So we have understood how to find out refractive index when we know the velocities. Now we will understand now how to find out the refractive index when we know the angles. Do we know the values of sine of the angles? Do we know sine 0 degree? Do you know sine 0 degree? What is sine 0? What is sine 0? I am asking all of you, what is sine 0? Respond. If you cannot say you don't know, if you know, you say you will tell the answer. Do you know what is sine 0?
Sir, origin.
Sine of 0. Do you know trigonometry? Have you studied trigonometry?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Okay, no problem. See, remember this value. Sine 0 is 0. Sine 30 degree is half. Sine 45 degree is 1 by root 2. Sine 60 degree is root 3 by 2. And sine 90 degree is 1. Okay, you need to remember these values. What did I say? Write this down in your copy. Sine 0 is 0, sine 30 is half, sine 45 is 1 by root 2, sine 60 is root 3 by 2, sine 90 is 1. Okay, write these values in your copy. Now refractive index. See, suppose a light is coming and the light is falling on this medium. We will draw the normal, we will mark out I. Now suppose this angle is 45 degree and it is going in this direction. Suppose this is 30 degree. Okay, light is coming, light is getting refracted. We know Snell's law. Snell's law told us that refractive index, suppose it is coming from air, it is going to glass. I am writing A for air and G for glass. So Snell's law told us A mu G will be sine I by sine R. Now what is sine I? Sine I is 45 degrees, that is sine 45 degree by sine R. What is sine R? Sine R is 30 degrees. So sine 45 degree by sine 30 degree. Sine 45, the value of sine 45 is 1 by root 2, so that will be 1 by root 2 by sine 30 is half by half, that will be 2 by root 2, or it will be simply root 2. So what is the refractive index? A mu g equals to root 2, whose value stands at 1.414. Is that clear to all of you? Is that clear to all of you?
Sir, we have to write the value of root 2.
Yes, 1.414 is the value of root 2. Okay, see,
Sir,
root 2 has the value of 1.414. Root 3
Sir.
has the value of 1.732. Yes, yes, Rani.
sir, we have to rationalize the 2 root 2.
No, see, whenever you are having a number a by b by c by d, what you do is that you multiply out by in. What is the formula? Out by in. So out we have a and d, so we will write a into d. By in we have b and c, we will write b into c. Is that clear? Out by in, that is ad by bc. Is that clear? Out by in,
Yes, sir.
that is ad by bc. Okay, now we will do the next part. Okay, we will do the next part. See, so what we will do is that I will give you another question. Write down the two questions. Suppose the angle of incidence is 30 degree. The angle of refraction is 45 degree. You need to do this case. Next question 2. Suppose the angle of incidence is 45 degree and the angle of refraction is 90 degree. Do this case. Suppose question 3, the angle of incidence is 30 degree, the angle of refraction is 60 degree. In all of these cases, find the refractive index. First
Sir,
one. Suppose we have to find out the refractive index in this case. Okay, so angle of incidence is 30 degree, angle of refraction is 45 degree. Okay, now refractive index mu is sin I by sin r. Refractive index mu is sin I by sin r. Now what is sin I? Sin I is 30 degree, so that is sin 30. What is sin r? Sin r is 45 degree, so that is sin 45. Sin 30 we will put half, sin 45 we will put 1 by root 2. So we will do out in, that will be root 2 by 2. So it will be 1 by root 2. Okay, so refractive index mu will be 1 by root 2. In the same way, all of you do the
sir, I
other.
don't understand that out, in.
Suppose you have 2 by 3 by 7 by 6. Okay, how will you do this? Out in, that is 6 into 2 by 3 into 7. This is an easy way of doing the fractions. Haven't you done this in the lower classes? It's of class 3, 4, 5. Out in means you have to
Sir,
first
if you just reciprocal that 7 by 6 into 6 by 7, it will be also the same answer.
it has to be same answer. You can write it also as 2 by 3 divided by 7 by 6, right? So you can write it as 2 by 3 into 6 by 7. You can just do the reciprocal of 7 by 6. That is also a process, but this can be done easily. Out in is a very easy way of doing that. Same thing. If you do in this process, this is also right. If you do in this process, it is also right. But out in is the easier one out of both. Okay.
Okay.
Now we will do another idea of Snell's law. Now see, this one is most important. If you have to do Snell's law by the angle process, you must remember this one. Okay, this is very vital for all of you. Suppose there are two media. This is medium 1, this is medium 2. Okay, light is coming from medium 1, it is getting refracted in medium 2. Now suppose in medium 1 it is making angle I with the normal, in medium 2 it is making angle R with the normal. Okay, remember how to write Snell's law. Write down it as mu 1 sin I equals, in second medium we will write it as mu 2 sin R, or we will write this one as sin I by sin R equals mu 2 by mu 1 equals 1 mu 2. See, if you write 1 mu 2, it means the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. Write it down as mu 2 by mu 1. So 1 mu 2 you can read it as refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. Okay, 1 mu 2 is refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. Okay, so this is a way of writing this one. Now if I give you a question, suppose this is air, the ray is falling in this place, and this is glass. Okay, this is air, this is glass, the ray is going in this direction. Now suppose this angle is 60 degree, this angle is 30 degree. Okay, so it is going from air and it is getting into glass. So we will write mu of air into sine of 60 degree equals to mu of glass into sine of 30 degree, or we can write it as sine of 60 degree by sine of 30 degree equals to mu glass by mu air equals to A mu glass. Now sine 60 has a value of root 3 by 2, sine 30 has a value of half, that will be A mu g. We can write it as root 3 by 2 out in, that will root 3 into 2 by 2 into 1, so that will be simply root 3, or A mu g will be root 3. Okay, now if we understood this one, we will do it in another way. See, you have to understand the process now. Suppose I show it to you in this way, that this is the surface of separation, light is coming from water, it is getting into glass. Light is coming from water, it is getting into glass. Suppose velocity of water be Vw, velocity of glass be Vg. Okay, if a ray of light comes in this direction and it makes an angle I, if it goes in glass and it makes an angle R, then we can write two things. First is refractive index of glass with respect to water, that is refractive index of glass with respect to water. We write this one as water mu glass, as I have told you just before some time. So water mu glass. Now for velocities, how do we write the velocities? We write the velocity of the first term first, that is Vw by Vg. We have already done this one. From Snell's law we can also write, see, if the refractive index of water is mu w, if that of glass is mu g, we can write mu w. This is from Snell's law. From Snell's law we can write mu w sine of I equals mu g sine of R. Okay, or we can write, see, we need to do mu g by mu w, or we can write sin I by sin r equals mu g by mu w, or that will be w mu g. So we can write two things. First is, follow the process. W mu g, we can write it as mu g by mu w. We can write it as vw by vg. We can write it as sin I by sin r. Okay, so these are the three processes in which we can find out the refractive index of a medium. Okay, the three processes to find out refractive index. Now we will move on to the next part. The next part says, all of you write this down in your copy because you don't have so much conceptual information in your book. Okay, so to get the conceptual information, you need to do a little more than what you have in your book. Okay, now I will draw three cases. Case 1, when the light is coming from rarer to denser. Case 2, when the light is coming from denser to rarer. So in case 1, when the light is coming from rarer to denser, we have already done this one, that the angle in the rarer medium is always more than the angle in the denser medium. Okay, just hold for some time. So when it is passing from rarer to denser, we know in the rarer medium the angle of incidence will be more, denser medium angle of refraction will be less. Okay, now if it is going from denser to rarer, so first we will draw the normal. And when it is coming from denser to rarer, see, if this is the angle, this will be more, so this one will be angle of incidence, this one will be angle of refraction. In denser to rarer, angle of incidence will be less, angle of refraction will be more. Now my question is, suppose I am taking a pair. Understand it carefully. We know this thing. Now I am taking a pair. Okay, suppose I am taking a pair and it is going from water to glass. Okay, flint glass has more refractive index, so suppose it is going from water to flint glass. Now suppose the angle of incidence is 60 degree and angle of refraction is 30 degree, suppose. And if it is going, I'm just reversing the medium. Okay, I'm putting glass on top, I'm putting water at bottom. And if this angle I is 30 degree, can you tell me what will be the angle R? Okay, see, Snell's law, we did Snell's law. Okay, if I apply Snell's law in this case, what will it be? This is water mu w, this is glass mu g. So can I write from Snell's law mu w sin I equals to mu g sin R? Can I write?
Yes, sir.
Okay, suppose I am taking this angle as x, I am taking this angle as y. Okay, so from Snell's law, can I write in this case, if it is glass, that will be mu g, if it is water, that will be mu a. So can I write mu g sine of x will be mu a sine of y? Can I write it in this way? Can I write it in this way? Mu g sine of x will be mu a sine of y. Can I write it in this way?
Yes, sir.
Mu g sine x, mu a that is mu w sine y. Can I write? I want to hear all of you turn on your audio. Can I write it in this way from Snell's law?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I have not heard from Chondrima or Renessa.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see, if I want to find it in this way, can I write that mu w by mu g equals to sine r by sine I? Can I write this one? Can I write this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I write similarly in this case that sin x by sin y equals to mu w by mu g? Can I write it in this way? Can I write it in this way? I'm asking all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is mu w by mu g. This is mu w by mu g. So both are same. Both are same. So can I write that sin r by sin I equals to sin x by sin y? Can I write sin r by sin I equals to sin x by sin y? I need to put all of the values. So if I want to find out y, I will write sin y equals to sin x by sin I into sin x by sin r into sin I. Now what is sin x? Sin x is sin 30. What is sin r? Sin r is sin 30. What is sin I? Sin I is sin 60. Okay. So I can cancel out sin 30s. So that will simply be sin 60. Or if sin y equals to sin 60, as it is sin, so y will also be 60 degree. So this one will be 60 degree. What did we understand from this? What did we understand from this? We understood that if a light comes from one medium to another, the angles that it will make, if I reverse the situation and if I keep the angle same, then it will follow the same path, right? It means reversibility of light. It means reversibility of light. Now what is reversibility of light? It is the property of light which says that light retraces its own path. Reversibility of light, reversibility of light says that light retraces its own path. Light retraces its own path. Suppose this is air, this is glass. If I project a ray of light from air to glass, will be same if I project a ray from glass to the air. So if a ray of light comes in this path, then if I project a ray from this direction, it will move back in this path. This is the principle of reversibility of light. Reversibility of light means light retraces its own path. Light retraces its own path. Is the concept clear to all of you?